Let's first talk about the process of reading the ball. As everyone knows, the opponent can serve wherever they want, left or right, long or short, with topspin or backspin. But the variation in length is actually the most challenging for us. Changes in left and right placement are relatively less threatening. For example, if they serve a short backhand, I move here. If they serve a forehand, I move there. It's not a major threat. However, if the opponent can effectively mix short and long serves, we become uncomfortable. Why is that? Because for short balls, we need to press our weight forward, and for long balls, we need to step back to create space. This constant shifting between moving forward and backward covers a very large area and creates a long path for the ball. You end up not reaching the short balls and not handling the long ones solidly. So, what should we do? Even though your opponent might serve mainly half-long and long balls, our order of reading the ball should still follow the concept of focusing on the short ball first, then the long ball. What does focus short first, then long mean? When receiving serve, we must always be prepared and have a prejudgment. So, when I receive, what is my first reaction? From my ready position to the moment of contact, observe my preparation and then the receive. What is that process? Even if they serve a long ball, it's fine. Notice that my first step, through a small shuffle, is to move my entire body's center of gravity forward, leaning slightly into the table. We focus on the short ball first. This doesn't mean just using my eyes to stare. It means I place more attention on the short ball. Physically, from preparation to movement, we initially act as if the opponent is serving a short ball. Why can't I focus on the long ball first and choose that option? The biggest difference between a short and a long ball is that a short ball's second bounce is still on the table. This means the time between the first and second bounce is very short. The main threat of a short ball is this short time between bounces, leaving us little time to handle the ball, which easily leads to mistakes. Many of you receive short balls at this late point. Even though it's short and slow, if you are late, you truly can't receive it well. But what's the advantage of a long ball? If we are close to the table, we can take it on the rise and use the opponent's power. If we are farther from the table, we can take it at the peak or even the dropping phase and use our own power actively. Furthermore, after a long ball bounces on the table, it travels outside the table. This means from the moment it bounces until it hits the floor, we have time to play the ball. So, long balls offer more space and time to handle the receive, while short balls give less time. Therefore, which is more difficult to handle well? The short ball is definitely more difficult. So, when we play, including securing the next shot yesterday we talked about backhand integration, should we protect against the fast ball or the slow ball first? Protect against the fast ball first. Similarly, for short and long, what should we protect first? Protect against the short ball first. Its fast refers to the short time between the first and second bounce, meaning less time for us to handle the ball. That represents its speed. The speed of the ball has nothing to do with its length. A ball that gives us less processing time is fast, even if it's short. A ball that gives us more time is slow, even if it's long. So, when reading the ball, we focus on the short ball first, then the long ball. Many friends ask, what if I get jammed on the long ball? Look, am I easily jammed? No. Watch my receive. I move forward first, approaching as if it's a short ball. If it is indeed short, no problem. If the ball is long, I can borrow the incoming force. If the long ball is slower, I can wait, let it drop, and use my own power actively. But if you focus on the long ball first and then the short, what happens? If you focus on the long ball first, meaning you place all your attention there, from preparation to movement, you subconsciously take half a step back. In this case, you might feel you have time for the long ball. But if the opponent serves a short ball, you are forced into a rush forward step and a desperate chop, exposing all the weaknesses in your short ball reception. Do you understand? If I focus on the long ball first, I might handle the long ones, but I completely neglect the short ones. If I focus on the short ball first and then the long, I can handle the short balls well, and I also have methods to deal with the long balls. Understand, friends? We can use the pace of a fast ball. We can even borrow force to return force for powerful balls. What we truly fear are balls with no pace at all, coming slowly and floating lightly. Actually, most players fear this type of ball the most. Have you noticed in matches, sometimes I serve with high quality and strong spin, and the opponent uses my spin and power to loop or chop strongly, making it very difficult for me, adding more spin. Sometimes, instead, I just gently and slowly touch the ball, and the opponent can't borrow any power, making it also difficult for them. It's the same principle. So, remember, focus short first, then long. I should pay more attention to the front half of the table. Our footwork, from preparation to movement, should use small adjustment steps to move our whole body slightly forward. Don't receive the serve by taking a big step back as soon as the opponent tosses the ball. This is the concept of focusing short first, then long. Once you understand this and have the correct order and method for reading the ball, your rhythm and accuracy in receiving all types of serves will improve. If this foundation is wrong, learning advanced techniques like the backhand flick, forehand flip, or forehand loop is useless because you won't be able to apply them. If you understand, please share this video to your friends. What I'm teaching you is all essential information. I might be a bit verbose sometimes, but I'd rather explain a bit more to ensure everyone understands, rather than being too brief and leaving many friends confused. I believe ensuring comprehension is most important, so your viewing time isn't wasted. With this concept of focusing short first then long, how should we handle half-long balls? Explaining this concept is key to solving a major issue many players have when receiving serve. Their sequence is wrong. They often see the ball and immediately pull their arm back first, only moving their feet afterwards. The concept of focusing short first then long can effectively correct this habit of pulling your arm back first on the receive. Look how I handle this half-long serve. Notice the order where I put my arm first. Look at how I handle these half-long balls. When do I actually start my backswing? That's the correct sequence. Let me show you an incorrect sequence, which is a common problem many of you have. If you pull your arm back first for a half-long ball, imagine for a short ball your arm would be way out here, like this. This is a frequent issue. We correct this by adopting the feeling of focusing on the short ball first. Handling a short ball, whether it's a backhand flick, backhand flip, or forehand push, does not require you to pull your arm back outside the table. Your arm needs to, as I've said before, follow your footwork and center of gravity, entering closer to the table. You bring it in with your body. This way, you can avoid pulling your arm back first and then stepping in. Instead, your hands and feet move towards the table simultaneously. This is crucial. Secondly, regarding half-long balls, except for a few top professional players who might intentionally serve half-long to bait a soft loop and then counter-attack, this tactic is almost never seen among amateur players.
就是等着你盯住了之后拉一板小高调，然后去干嘛？然后去等好了，主动去反拉你。但是我觉得这种技战术，在业余爱好者当中是出现的概率基本上为零。
In your matches, when opponents serve a half-long ball, it's usually a mistake a failed short serve that went long, or a failed long serve that wasn't powerful enough.
出台了，他想发长的时候没使上劲儿，不够长，所以形成了这种出台。
Since this ball's length cannot be predicted from the opponent's hand, our arm should not be pulled back prematurely. For these balls, you need to learn to seize the half-long opportunity. This means I initially thought it was a short ball and prepared to receive it as such, but then I realized the ball is a bit long, about to go off the table, so I temporarily switched to a loop.
我是临时转换成了去拉，来，大家再去看看是不是我这么说的啊？想去搓。
Watch me. I also intended to push this ball. If it's short, I push it. See, my hand first followed my body into the table. Then, seeing the ball is long, I adjusted from a pushing racket angle to a looping action and converted it into a loop.
然后又给它转换成了拉球，但是我绝对不是说什么。
I'm not going to wait for it in a loop position. Waiting in advance like that actually makes it harder to loop. Don't you find that for your forehand flips, pushes, or loops, waiting in position feels comfortable, like having my hand ready for a short ball to flip very comfortable? The longer you wait for these half-long balls to come to you, the harder they get. We need to learn to extract the half-long ball from among the short balls. The meaning of reading half-long balls is this. We focus on the short ball, temporarily discover it's half-long, realize it's long enough to loop, and temporarily switch from a push or flip motion to a loop. This is key. Including how can we perceive that the ball is going off the table while intending to push. If you have a table nearby, try this tomorrow. Feel your normal forward step. Don't consciously reach out, just step forward normally. See where your hand naturally is. To handle a short ball, the ball must land on the table in front of my racket.
这个球里有个什么条件？这个球得在我球拍的前面落台才行，对不对？
See, I'm waiting. The ball lands here, right? It must land in front of my racket to be a short ball. Normally, when we step in, we position ourselves around the midpoint between the net and the end of the table, roughly the halfway point of the table. If the ball jumps into this front half and lands in front of my racket, it will definitely be a short ball. How do we judge if it might be half-long? You notice the ball isn't heading to land in front of your racket. It might be heading to land level with or even behind your racket. That ball will almost certainly be long. For instance, he serves to the middle. See, my paddle is here. He serves here. Notice the ball's landing point is almost level with my paddle. See, it just went off the table. If the ball flies even farther back than my paddle, it's 100% long. So, when you try it tomorrow, you'll know. The ball must land in front of my paddle to be short. If it feels level with or behind my paddle, it's definitely long. Now, with him serving short and half-long randomly, watch me receive. Is the ball in front of my paddle? I normally push. I wait
大家有
first.
没有看到？哎，你
See,
想去
I
踹射它
intend
这
to
个球，
push,
它不能
but the ball
不
keeps
踩
traveling
还要
back.
往后跑。
At this
手啊
moment,
这
you
个
must
时候要
learn to
学
let
的
your
什么
hand follow the
手
ball.
跟随着球，啊，手
Following
跟
the
随着
ball
球
means
这个
ensuring the
跟随
ball
着球是
stays
什么
in
概
front
念？
of your
就
racket.
是要保证这个球始终在你的球拍前面，始终要保持在你的球拍前面。哎，
You
你们
can
可以
feel
看看
this
这个感觉啊。
for a
你
half
看
long serve. Watch my
我给你
hand.
发个半出台，你看我
See
的手
how
怎么
as the
样？
ball travels back, my
当
hand
我
also
球
moves
往后
back.
跑的时
See
候，我
that
的手
feeling?
也要跟着往后跑。看到这个感觉了吗？哎，你看，这个是短的，
This is
对
short.
吧？
This is half long.
这是半出
It's
台的，
okay to watch
对
it
不
a
对？
bit
多看
longer.
一会儿不要紧，多看一会儿不要紧啊。你所以说，从这里
From
我
this,
们大家
we
就能知道
realize
一
the
个问
rhythm
题：
of the
接
receive
发球
must
的
not
节
be
奏一定
rushed.
不能怎么样，一定不能快。
Once
接
it's
发球的
rushed,
节奏
you
一定
cannot
不能
perceive
快
the ball's
一
length.
旦快了，你就没有办法去感知这个球的长或者短，你没有感知这个球是短还是出台，是不是？
If I want
但
to
是你
receive
们自己想，
very
我想接
quickly,
球接得
I
很
just
快
go
的
up
话，
and
朋友
chop
们，
as
你看
soon as it bounces. How can
全
you
是这种接
perceive
法，
anything?
我管你呢，上去一跳错，你怎么能够感知得到，对不对？所以说，
So,
无论是我
whether
们打
playing
球
or
也好，
receiving, try
接
to
球
leave
也
some
好，
space between
能
yourself
和
and the
球多
ball.
留点
Slow
空
down
间
the rhythm a
就留
bit.
点空间，能把节奏放慢点就多放慢点。只有
Only
你
with
和球有
sufficient
充足的
space
空
and a
间，
patient
以及
rhythm
你
for the
和
ball
球之
can you
间
handle
等
each
球
shot
的
more
节奏，你
meticulously.
才能每一个球能够把握得更细致，把握得
If
更
I
细致。
try to
朋友
loop
们，你自己
half
看，
long
如
balls
果
like
我的半出
this,
台是这样去拉，
rushing at them, I will definitely
我这
loop
样去拉
poorly.
这种半出台，朋友们，我是肯定拉不好的。那我这种球，你看我怎么拉？大家看
Watch
我
my
的节奏，
rhythm when I loop them.
等
Wait,
慢，
receive slowly.
是吧？
See,
看，
you
好，
need to
慢
leave
点接，
rhythm and
是
space.
吧？等，慢点接。哎，对，
This
你要
includes
留
what I
出
taught
节
yesterday
奏，
about
你要
backhand
留
looping.
出空间。
Your feet must
所以说这个
continuously
就是什
adjust
么？
half a
包
step
括
back,
昨天给大家
always
讲的时候，我
maintaining
正好再
space
带你们
between you
串一
and the
点。
ball.
昨天给大家讲反手拉高调，我是不是说你的
If
脚
my
要
feet
跟着
stay
这个
planted
球
here,
不
the
停
ball
的
will jam me.
往后去调整半步，始
My
终和球
receiving
你看
principle is
留
the
出一
same.
个
Always
空
maintain
间
a
出来。
sense of
你看，
space relative to the ball.
始
See,
终和球留
perfect
出空
push,
间，对
perfect
不对？
loop.
那如果说我现在我的脚不留空间，卡在这里，一等球就会顶住了。那你看，其实
Also,
我接
when
发球
receiving,
也是这
always
个样
give
子，
yourself
始
more
终
time
保
to
持着
judge.
球的空间感，看了吧？正好脱了，对不对？正好拉了。是不
You'll
是？
realize
包括
that
大家
distinguishing
想啊，
between a short
包括你
and
在
a
接
half
发球
long
的时候，
ball can be
一
very
定
subtle
给自己
sometimes, a
多留
difference
点
of
时
just a
间去
few
判断。
centimeters.
因为大家你们会发现一个问题啊，对于球的长和短，当然你们自己想想，半出台的球跟短球，它其实有一些点是非常像的，差不了多少。球出台也就刚出这个球台子5公分的距离，它少这5公分，这个球就等于是短球了。大家就好比我现在看看我能不能发得出来啊？啊，这个不够，我再稍微长一点。朋友们，看
It's
到这刚这个
impossible
球
to
了吗？
judge
第二
instantly
跳
upon the
正好是
opponent's
擦边，
contact.
擦的
You
这
can
个
only
边，
get a
那我
rough
相当于刚
idea,
那个球我再
perhaps
往前个
estimating
2
the
公分，
spin.
这个球就出台了，是不是？所以说他不可能在这一瞬间就能立刻判断出来这个球到底是短还是半出台球。所以说，对手再去发的时候，你要只能去看什么？接触球的这一瞬间，你只能去感受个大概，啊，包括你可以去预估它的旋转，但是真正
The most accurate determination of the ball's landing point comes only as the ball gets closer to you, flies towards you, bounces, and you wait a moment.
往你那儿飞一飞，球再往你那儿跳一跳，落了台子你再等一等，这种情况下你才能真正的确认这个球到底在哪里。
If it were a
你如果
fast
说
serve,
发这一下
could you
哦
know
我
where
发
it
没
is?
发准
Certainly
你
not.
能知道这球
You
在哪
only
吗
know
朋友们
for sure after it has
我
passed.
停住了，我捏住了，你能知道这球在哪吗？肯定不知道。什么时候才能最知道呢？球过去了，是不是？
Therefore,
那
we
我们
must
一
wait.
定要怎么办呢？要等一等，要等一等。
Watch
来
my
大家看
receiving
我
rhythm
在
now
接
with
发
him
球的时
serving
候
short
现
and
在让
half
他
long
短球和
randomly.
半出台随便发，你看看我接发球的节奏，哪个是强？除了你确实说的对，除了是什么
Except for
白短
deliberate short
因为
pushes,
白短是什么？
because I'm
我确
certain
定
it's
这球
short.
就是短。
I've moved in,
我
see the
正好
ball
也
is
进来
still
一
under
看
my
这球
hand,
你
and
在
I
我
take it
手里
early,
边
that's
正好一
fine.
搭我就一跺，那没问题。你看啊，确实短，是吧？
But
我
if
也
I
是
haven't
随着
even
这个球
discerned the
慢慢
length
过来，
yet,
我确认
why
这
would
个
I
球
attempt a
一
short
定是
push?
短，我也可以找到上升期，我才敢去摆短。我这个球长短都没看出来呢，我摆啥呀？是不是？那你看我现在随便发啊，
Watch my rhythm with random serves. It's short, I push. It's long, I loop. It's short, I move in. It's a no-spin short ball, I flip. It's long, I loop.
短的正好是短的，看，哎，我的，啊，短，出台了，拉住，短的正好上了，短的不转调，长了拉。
Notice my receiving style. My feet are constantly making small adjustments, but the overall rhythm is slow and deliberate, not rushed.
脚在动着，但是哪里慢？节奏放得很慢，给人一种不紧不慢，慢慢接。
Receiving serve requires being steady first, then accurate. Getting it right leads to gradually higher quality of contact. Never neglect judgment, stability, rhythm, and placement. Many players only care about one thing: is the power high? Is the speed good? Will this fancy receive make the audience cheer? Will people think I look professional and highly skilled?
你只管这个，是不是？我只管，哎，后边这个人会不会觉得这个球我接得很专业？他是不是觉得我水平很高？
Many are like this, prioritizing impressiveness over practicality. This is called a huge loss for a small gain. Many of you fall into this trap. My words are blunt, but probably 7 or 8 out of 10 viewers recognize themselves, right?
可能有7到8个中招了，是不是啊？
Think about it. Even national team players have much higher quality shots than you, but they also handle a type of ball much more frequently than you do, the neutral ball.
他们的高质量的球确实要比你们要高很多，但是他还有一种球处理的这种比你们多好几倍。大家你们知道哪种球吗？就是叫中性球。
In matches, even among top players, when they unleash a powerful loop, smash, or backhand flick, it's usually because they've seized a clear opportunity and are very sure.
反手暴力拧了，这种球基本上都是什么？逮住了机会球，以及对于这个球有十足的把握，他才敢去这个样，是不是？
But most balls, you'll notice, are handled with comfortable, neutral shots. If it's not comfortable to power through, they still prioritize getting the ball on the table or making a transition shot first. I'm not saying you should loop every long ball you see. Think about it. I'll just leave this point for you to ponder. So, let's first change this receiving philosophy and mindset. This will unconsciously help your reading of the ball, anticipation, and rhythm. For example, when you see an opportunity ball, like a slightly high serve, many friends see it and just attack. But notice, often top players don't smash it, they place it cleverly. If the ball is high, then a swiped loop to the backhand, or a hooked loop to the right corner, or a controlled loop to the middle. Sorry, my bad. Loop to the middle. These are all safe shots. But many players equate power with quality on the receive. The key to receiving is being reasonable, stable, and accurate first, then you can be aggressive. Without stability and accuracy, don't be overly aggressive.
Alright, so that's a wrap on our dive into the most common mistake in serve-receive. I hope you've learned that by focusing on the short ball first, then the long ball, you can completely change your mindset and improve your game. Remember, it's not about flashy, powerful shots. It's about being steady, accurate, and having a consistent rhythm. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might also be struggling with their receive. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more essential tips and training videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the court.